at the PMAC last time out. 107-100 was the final. Most points scored by LSU in an SEC game. Williams and Morrow and Johnson went for 83. And Sam Purcell brought out the A jacket to go up against Kim Mulkey's fashion statement. Is that velvet? Is that velour?
You got to touch it. You tell me.
It is soft and it is spectacular. Sam's team coming off a loss against Mizzou last time out. That was on Monday. We are ready to go. Another packed house here at the PMAC, and the opening tip is controlled by LSU.
Player-to-player defense for Mississippi State, and they want to try to stay with it, not have to switch in the half court.
Cheyenne Day-Wilson gets the scoring started for LSU. Mississippi State's starting five includes Chandler Prater, making her third start this season. DeShields, Jordan, Debrisha Poe, who battled illness but still played 31 minutes last game, and an interesting-looking post player, Medina Okot, that Christy will talk about as we go along. Poe comes up empty on her first attempt. The starting five for LSU does have a little different look. Samaya Smith out, serving a one-game suspension after being ejected on Thursday, so Wolfenberger makes her 8th start. Christy talked about Williams and Johnson and Morrow. Dave Wilson at the point, who had a three-pointer with a little over a minute to go to put LSU up by 4.
And Denim DeShields doing what she does best. She is disruptive on the defensive end, draws that charge on Cheyenne Day-Wilson.
That three for Dave Wilson against Oklahoma, part of her 9 points and 9 assists. She picks up her first personal foul. Here's Poe, outstanding three-point shooter for Mississippi State.
Mississippi State runs a dribble drive offense, and Sam Purcell told us last night we need to get more ball reversals and more people need to touch the ball in the half court.
Jordan over Wolfenbarger, couldn't get it. Morrow couldn't control the rebound, and it'll be Mississippi State basketball. Mississippi State losing to Mizzou at the buzzer on Monday. 78-77 was the final. Grace Slaughter hit as time expired. Bulldogs led by 9 in the third quarter of that game. Game prior, they beat Auburn by 40, so it's been a roller coaster ride for the Bulldogs this season. Here's Williams, defended by Prater. Morrow takes it outside. Jordan lets it go out of bounds. Bulldog basketball.
And Eric, you mentioned Mississippi State's win versus Auburn. Sam Purcell said that was our first game when we put 4 solid quarters together. And he said that's what was kind of disappointing about the Missouri game, and so many young people out with sickness that they just couldn't build on that momentum.
DeShields dragged the foot, so it's a turnover traveling called on DeShields. And Christy mentioned turnovers going to be the issue. Mississippi State averaging 16 turnovers a game, and LSU forces on average 18 a game.
And I'll credit Bob Starkey for this stat because I stole it from him in practice yesterday.
You borrowed it.
I borrowed it. But he said, and he stopped practice to make sure his young people knew it. He said in wins, Mississippi State is feasting on opponents' turnovers. They're averaging 22 points. In their losses, 8. Well, on the other side of it, Mississippi State is giving up a lot of points to their opponents in their losses.
There is Bob, assistant coach to Kim Mulkey. Slow going here in the opening 90 seconds between the Tigers and the Bulldogs. Johnson went for the extra pass and turned it over.
Well, the one commonality for both these teams in the last game is they had a lot of turnovers. Against Oklahoma, it allowed LSU allowed Oklahoma back in the ball game because of all the 6 fourth-quarter turnovers. Key by both coaches today was to take care of the ball.
LSU struggled with Oklahoma's pressure in the second half of that game. Set up the press, you need to make some baskets, and that has not happened yet for Mississippi State 2 minutes into the game. Shot clock is down to 7. Here's Poe, got to go with 3. Had it knocked away, and here's Flauget. Spins on Jordan, spins it up, and will earn a trip to the free throw line.
I said it in the open. Everyone knows how good Flauget Johnson is in the open floor in transition, but no one's been able to clamp her down because she just can hang in the air. Tremendous ball handling skills, and it's her ability just to elevate once she gets in the air that makes her so dangerous.
Jordan picks up her first personal foul. Johnson went for 25 points, 5 rebounds. All 5 were on the offensive glass. 5 assists against Oklahoma, but did turn it over 7 times. From Savannah, Made a name for herself on the court and off the court right away, even before stepping on campus here in Baton Rouge. She's just been on fire. 16 of her last 24 games, she's gone for at least 20. Jordan defended well by Johnson, who gets the block. Poe launches for three. No. Ocott has it taken away by Day Wilson. Williams. Contested three. Michaela Williams rises up and knocks it down. Jordan. Johnson making it tough on Jerkaila Jordan right from the jump here at the PMAC. Now Ocott on the inside. Double comes from Morrow, and a 3-second violation, and another turnover for Mississippi State.
Well, I said Michaela Williams is hot, and I don't even think that's a great adjective right now because the defender goes over the on-ball screen. Split second is all Michaela Williams needed to knock that three down.
Substitution for Mississippi State. Prater is out, and Anaya Russell, who is normally a starter for Mississippi State, is in. She's their number 2 scorer, and Sam Purcell needs some offense right now against LSU.
Poe is working so hard, and it's about to get called for a foul with Morrow down low.
So the foul on the junior from Meridian, Mississippi. Mentioned she was battling illness in that Missouri game. Still played 31 minutes, but managed just 2 points. And Jordan going for 40 on 13 of 21 shooting. Out of the inbounds play, looked like there was finally an opportunity for Mississippi State to do something in transition, but it was kicked out of bounds, and it's LSU ball.
Mississippi State ran a 2-3 matchup on the baseline out of bounds. They're going to stay in it now on the sideline out of bounds as well. But if I'm the Bulldogs, you've got to know where Michaela Williams is at all times in this matchup zone.
Morrow has it blocked. Ocott with that long wingspan shows it off there and gets the block. Her 24th of the season.
And Eric, so far in this dribble drive, Mississippi State has not been able to get an advantage on the defender. Great defense by LSU.
Another turnover by Mississippi State. They'll bring Destiny McFall into the game. She missed the Mizzou game with illness. And also Kayla Thomas will come in, bring some size for this Mississippi State team.
This is a Mississippi State team that has all the pieces. And this is why we'll go back to when they put 4 quarters together, this is a really dangerous ball club. It's just the inconsistency.
Williams, pretty turnaround for 2 more. Timeout is called by Mississippi State. 9-0 run to start for LSU. Mississippi State 0 for 4 from the floor with 5 turnovers.
And it is Michaela Williams now showing off the post-up skills. Beautiful turnaround jumper. It is a scene. I can't even do it justice by trying to describe it. It is a party within a party for these fans. And you know they live to dress up and try to show their love of their Tigers.
Oh. We may have a winner in the clubhouse right there. I mean, I got to put on my sunglasses to look at that one. That is quite the sequiny showcase.
But it's the men wearing the sequins that I love the most.
Once again, I did not wear my sequin jacket just because I just don't think it looks good. Ooh, that looks good off the hand of Anaya Russell. You need that out of the timeout because their first 7 possessions, 5 turnovers, and 0 for 4 shooting for Mississippi State, but Russell gets them on the board. Wolfenbarger on the drive. Strong take for 2 for Jersey Wolfenbarger.
I am so impressed with the improvement of Jersey Wolfenbarger. Last year, or 2 years ago at Arkansas, really settled for the 3 all the time. She hasn't attempted a 3 here at LSU, and you saw how her skills have developed here.
Well, Flauche, part of this elite LSU defense here in the first quarter. Williams back the other way, but she traveled before dribbling it.
Well, Jersey Wolfenbarger at the high post just gets a little jab and knows that she's got the speed advantage versus Thomas. And I love how she gets that low shoulder by the defender, knowing then she has the advantage to go up and score.
Quinera Montague on the floor for Mississippi State. Part of their post rotation. Played just 1 minute against Mizzou last time out, however. She wears number 24. Here's Russell trying to split defenders. Beautiful take by Anaya Russell, showing off a little bit too on her way back up the court.
So Mississippi State usually plays a 4-guard lineup. Now, San Francisco's gone to 2 bigs.
Flauget for 3. Flauget's got 5, but maybe most impressively, she has locked up Jerkayla Jordan so far on this end of the court. McFall trying to get around Day Wilson, who gets the rebound. Williams, pull up over Russell. Mississippi State ball.
Well, Anaya Russell's come on the court and is looking to score. Gets by her defender, blows by the help side defender, and I love how she protects it going up. But, of course, Flauget's got the answer on the other end for the Tigers. Always the entertainer.
Flauget struggling just a bit last 3 games from outside the arc. 6 of 18, but 1 for 1 here today. You can see how she just fills all columns of the stat sheet for this LSU team.
Something to watch for Mississippi State is the ball's been stagnant. Haven't seen a lot of people touching the ball. Well, McFall says no one else needs to touch it this time.
And one. Destiny McFall a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, Sam Purcell said Destiny McFall can get her shot. She is so shifty and quick when she can get a defender close to her. Again, goes by the help side defense of LSU, splits a defender, and gets the and 1.
Wolfenbarger the foul. McFall's been good against ranked teams in SEC play. Went for 10 against Kentucky, 14 against South Carolina, 10 in the win against Oklahoma, 11 against Tennessee. So she's been getting in the double figures. Flauget off the mark, but Mississippi State couldn't control the rebound, and a second chance here for LSU. Inside of 4 minutes to play in the first quarter, and Johnson coming out hot. Russell, that's well off the mark, but picked up by Prater. Good feed inside from Montague. Day Wilson trying to use the Morrow screen.
Mississippi State's trying to ice these on balls and keep it on the side and not let them get to the middle, as Cheyenne Day Wilson just was allowed to do.
Too strong, and McFall's got the rebound. Ocott running the floor. Wolfenbarger got back there, but Ocott muscles it up for 2. 11.5 points a game, 9 rebounds in her first season playing for Mississippi State and first season playing in the States. Williams, that's her beautiful patented shot, a little fadeaway. She's got 7 in the first.
She is playing at such a high level in the last couple of SEC games, and it's been all 3 levels. She's been really good from 3, as we mentioned, but that mid-range game is elite.
Ocott has it blocked by Wolfenbarger. There'll be Mississippi State ball.
Well, the offense is starting to pick up for Mississippi State. Sharing is carrying. You see Prater dumping it off to Montague, and then the next play out of transition, you've got Ocott. Great hands, great length. I love that she brought the ball down to gather herself and then go up.
Wolfenbarger is out, and Aaliyah Del Rosario has come on. A reminder, no Samaya Smith for LSU today. So that post depth being challenged. Jordan continues to be challenged to find something to go down. Caitlin Gilbert is into the game. Here's Kaylin with a kick outside to Johnson. Gets by Jordan. Rebound Ocott.
Fans just expect every shot Flauget Johnson to shoot to go in.
The Shields, no. Williams tipped it to Del Rosario. Here's Gilbert. Gilbert's really good with the left or the right. Poe with the rebound. Now Jordan, a pull-up in transition. Still searching for something to drop. 0 for 5 from the floor. Williams, open, 4-3. She's the first one into double digits in this game. Poe can't answer. Williams with the rebound. LSU on the run again. Gilbert steps into a three. Morrow the rebound. Flaugier open. Down she goes. They play on.
One thing with Mississippi State, the danger you run when you start settling for threes, that allows LSU to get out in transition.
Ocott travels. 6th turnover for the Bulldogs here in the first quarter.
The most recent made three. It's all about transition. Michaela Jordan just kind of standing in the paint. You got to know where Michaela Williams is. Spots up and knocks it down.
Final minute, opening quarter.
Poe just got called for displacing Morrow down the low post again.
So that'll be her second personal foul. And Debrecia Poe will go to the bench. Russell back on.
Mississippi State going back to the matchup in the half court.
Scramble for it. Picked up by Jordan off the miss. DeShields open three. That's well off the mark. Rebound fought for, and Prater controls it. Possession arrow will give it to Mississippi State.
I would love to see Mississippi State get downhill. They're 1 of 8 from 3 right now in this game. Do some dribble penetration. Dump it off to your bigs. They had some success with that a couple of minutes ago, and they've gone away from it.
Sam Purcell's team on average making 7 threes a game. They were 7 of 19 on Monday. Struggling so far here today against LSU.
And I'll credit LSU's defense. It has been disruptive to this point in this game. And that's an example. Gilbert going over the on-ball so McFall can't turn the corner.
Prater tried to force it in, taken away by Miracle Shepherd, the former Bulldog, taking on her former team for the first time. Williams brings it out near half court. 7 to go in the quarter. Williams inside, good feed, finish, and the foul. Morrow, chance for a three-point play.
We talked about the Tiger Trinity. Well, here's just the duo. And it is Michaela Williams, knowing the rotation's there, just dumps it off to Morrow. Rotation by Michaela Jordan, way too late.
So Jordan picks up her second personal foul. Scoreless in the first quarter, 0 for 5 shooting. She'll head to the bench. We'll see how long Sam Purcell can leave her there. And Morrow can't finish off the three-point play. And that will do it for the first quarter. Elite defense from LSU. They ended the quarter on a 7-0 run, and Kim Mulkey's team up by 12 after 1. Mississippi State, if they're going to have a repeat of that celebration last year against LSU.
They got to take care of the ball. They're doing a decent job on the glass. They have +4 rebounds so far. But right now in this game, it's the hot three-point shooting by LSU. They've got to start running them off the three and make them finish around the rim.
LSU did an outstanding job on Jordan, who went for 40 last time out, averaging 17 points a game. Did not score in the first quarter, picked up 2 fouls, and she's on the bench here as the second quarter begins in Baton Rouge.
And Michaela Jordan is a veteran, but it is sometimes hard to come home.
Miracle Shepherd couldn't get the follow. Here's DeShields. DeShields with the crossover, the take to the basket, but a foul called on Mississippi State.
Then Michelle's just trying to make something happen, and it is Kayla Thomas who runs over the defender. It wasn't on Denham DeShields, it was on Kayla Thomas.
So Thomas picks up the personal foul. That's her first. 2 on Jordan, 2 on Poe. So that Mississippi State depth will be tested. Williams finding a cutting Gilbert, who made the extra pass to Del Rosario for 2.
Even the deflections are going LSU's way right now.
Russell. Russell still with it. Picked up her dribble. Looking for Thomas in the post. Thomas made the feed, and the finish by Chandler Prater, the grad student from Kansas City, averaging 5.5 points a game, her first points here today.
And I'll go back to multiple players from Mississippi State touched the ball. Illegal screen there by Williams.
Williams cleared out the Shields, gets called for the foul.
And so I'll say it again, sharing is caring, and this is where everything is going LSU's way. Gilbert gets the ball off of the deflection and knows Del Rosario's open, and on the other end, multiple Bulldogs touched it. The post player feeling Prater on that weak side cut.
Del Rosario will check out.
And we saw this against Oklahoma, where Kim Mulkey will go with a small lineup, moving Morrow to the 5, and that's what we're seeing now.
Russell tries to find Thomas rolling to the basket, but it's a turnover. Number 9 for the Bulldogs. Jada Richard, freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana, on the point, and she is running into the Denham to Shields buzzsaw because she can be disruptive. Russell's looking to score. Shepard, outstanding defensive player. We mentioned she spent her freshman year playing at Mississippi State, 5 points a game, excellent defensive player. One of her best games last year was in that Mississippi State game against LSU when she went for 12 points, 5 of 6, and 6 steals.
Well, Bob Starkey was doing film with the team, and they showed clips of last year's game, and he just stopped and he said, I'm really glad Miracle Shepard's on our team this year.
Kids outside, open look, off the mark, and a rebound for Morrow. Here is Shepard. Shepard can't get around Russell. 2 minutes gone by here in quarter 2. LSU led by 12 at the end of the first. And that's where the lead is right now. 3-pointers off the mark, and Russell got a little space with the shoulder, but they play on as she bumped Shepard out of the way. Prater back outside Russell. McFall launches for 3. Another 3-pointer missed by Mississippi State. They're now 1 for 10 on threes, but will stay down here.
Prater is working. She's not going to get any credit for that offensive rebound, but she kept it alive, and that's how Ocott got it, is to get to the free throw line.
Trip to the free throw line coming for Medina Ocott. Wolfenbarger will come back in as Gilbert will set down. And here is Ocott. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks last time out against Mizzou. Another free throw to come. More basketball to come here on the SEC Network. Our big day continues on next. Top 15 matchup, 12th ranked Kentucky, 13th ranked Oklahoma in Norman. And then capping things off, little rivalry known as Texas and Texas A&M. And it's all still to come here on the SEC Network.
And Eric, I'm eager to see how Oklahoma comes out. Really emotional game here in Baton Rouge on Thursday. We talked to Kim Mulkey about that. They did film on Friday, and she took them to get ice cream.
Well, there's the defense up top by McFall. Has Russell on her right. McFall to the basket. Ocott cleans it up. Flauget for Morrow. Day Wilson back to Wolfenbarger. Russell. Prater travels. Turnover again for Mississippi State.
Well, you feel like Mississippi State's going to get back in this game. It's got to start with the defense. And it's McFall reading that pass, gets out in transition, can't finish herself, but Olcott there for the cleanup. And I'm sure there's someone in Starkville that's already the president of the Medina Olcott fan club.
Would you like to have a membership?
I would definitely like to have a membership. This young lady's only been playing basketball since 2020. And that's just truly remarkable.
Day Wilson traveled. All right, so let's prove your worthiness for membership. Tell me what you like about Olcott's game in her first year playing here in the States.
Eric, she is 6'6", and I don't know that I have seen a woman in our game with the body control. I've watched so much film with this young lady. I've seen her full speed sprint in transition, and there's been a guard waiting for her at the SEC logo, and she has sidestepped them with the ball in her hands. I couldn't do that at 5'6" in my day. She's doing it at 6'6".
The Shields in trouble. Knocked out of bounds. He'll stay with Mississippi State. 6:12 to go in the quarter. So you saw Olcott going to the bench to get a rest. Jerkayla Jordan is on the floor for Mississippi State. Remember, playing with the 2 fouls. Throwing it to the backcourt. Mississippi State can go track it down. Prater gets around Morrow. Jordan. Johnson's been great on Jordan. Jordan got half a step, but you need more than that to get by Flaugier right now.
Flaugier with 3 blocks already in this game.
Then on the other end, can't turn it into points. Wolfenbarger has it knocked away. And just when you think Mississippi State might have a chance in transition, 4 are back quickly for LSU, so not much for Jordan to do, although she does not have Johnson on her. Well, now she does. Into the corner, no. Day Wilson with the rebound.
I mean, this is the pressure LSU puts on you. You miss, you turn it over. They are looking to score in transition.
I know LSU, we were here for the Stanford game, SEC-ACC Challenge, back in non-conference play, that the defense hasn't been to the standards where Kim Mulkey and Bob Starkey have wanted it, but this has to be something that they love seeing right now, the way they've played here today.
I mean, Bob Starkey was honest with it. He said, I'm worried about the dribble penetration ability of Mississippi State. Well, they have done such a good job at this point in the game.
You don't have to worry about Michaela Williams being on target. She is 5 of 6 from the floor, 3 for 4 outside the three-point line, 13 points. And you can see where LSU is right now. I mean, these are still good numbers, good rankings in the SEC, but it's an improving defense. And they made it very difficult here today. Mississippi State has also had some unforced errors, but that happens when LSU speeds you up.
Well, I said it. Flaugier's known for the offense. It's the defense. 3 already.
To provide a spark, because you can tell LSU's game plan is to make this an unhappy homecoming for the kid from New Orleans, Jerkayla Jordan, playing back here in Louisiana in her last season college basketball. Jordan 0 for 6 from the field so far.
It can be hard to come home sometimes because I think it gets you out of your routine a little bit and you start thinking about other things besides just the game. And I'm not saying that's what Jerkayla Jordan's doing, because I think LSU has had a big part in her struggles. But I would like to see Jordan, when she gets back on the floor, to focus on the other aspects of her game.
16 now for Williams. Remember that 0 for 9 game she had against Washington?
No.
Neither do I. Russell leans in, spins it in for 2 more. Well, we followed Anaya Russell's career. Of course, started at South Carolina, then last 2 seasons at Kentucky. She is looking to score, and she is not shy. And Mississippi needs a little bit of that. And here's Russell contributing defensively.
Well, I think if you're Mississippi State, you know what happened against Oklahoma with this LSU team on Thursday night, so you know you're not out of it. The game's not over. It's just stop, score. That's the only focus right now.
Poe knocks down the 3, her first points. Mississippi State 2 of 12 now outside the arc. Flaugier tried to get it to Wolfenbarger, and Poe got a little aggressive. If this is on Poe, that's her 3rd. It is, and it is.
Well, Mississippi State is now trying to trap, just trying to disrupt LSU, and Poe gets called for coming across Wolfenbarger there. 2 times on baseline out of bounds. Mississippi State is not matched up well. That time they do.
Look, you're looking for little victories right now. And if you're matched up well on an out-of-bounds play, that counts, and then it turns into a turnover. So Bulldogs get a stop, down by 13, under 4 to play first half.
Well, I brought that up because LSU had 2 great looks in the previous baseline out of bounds. They just couldn't finish. And momentum's starting to shift a little bit towards the Bulldogs. That's why I thought it was so important for them to get a stop on that baseline out of bounds.
Mississippi State has not led here today, but they've had a lead of at least 5 points in 7 of the 8 SEC games. And they get the score on the other end. Montague with her second field goal.
And if you're,
things may be turning, Christy, a little bit here for the Bulldogs.
And I think if you're a Mississippi State fan, you're excited because it's starting on the defensive end for them. I'll say it again, when they have dropped the ball off to the bigs, Mississippi State has had success. That time it was Montague.
Del Rosario comes on as Poffenbarger goes off. Dave Wilson contested 2. No. Good box out by Montague, who's played some good minutes here today. And here is Russell. LSU's largest lead, 18 here in the second half. DeShields cuts into the deficit a little bit more. Denham DeShields gets her first points, and here come the Bulldogs.
Now Russell was trying to get a call there. I would have called that a flop myself.
Del Rosario rejected by Montague. Russell on her way down, gave it up to Prater. McFall on the drive. Tough take, but she does get fouled and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I said it's starting with the defense for Mississippi State. Montague just walling up and getting the block, allowing Mississippi State to try to get out in transition.
So McFall will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple with 2:25 to go in the first half. Tuesday night, SEC Network Men's Hoop. It's a doubleheader. Florida and Vandy get it started at 7 Eastern time, and then number 1 Auburn takes on Oklahoma. That's all coming up on Tuesday. McFall now with 5. 12-0 run for the Bulldogs. A little pressure here from Mississippi State. Williams wide open for 3. No. Oh, Morrow. That's what she does. Four points, 6 rebounds for Morrow, who's averaging nearly 19 points a game and 14 boards. A rebounding total of number 1 in the country. And then a turnover by Mississippi State.
Well, we expected Michaela Williams 3 to go in because that's just what she's doing. But Morrow, being the best offensive rebounder in the country, just goes up and snatches us. And Eric, this is a grown woman rebound. We heard the snap of the ball all the way over here across the court.
Well, when you pull down over 1,550 rebounds, you are entitled to make sure everybody hears it and knows about it. And if you don't know Flau'jae Johnson yet, welcome to the party. 11 points, 3 of 4 from outside the arc. And LSU has answered that 12-0 run with a mini run of their own. But there's Anaya Russell. Double figures now with 10. Mississippi State get a stop here, then a score on the other end to head into the locker room at halftime. Johnson through traffic, lost the handle, and it is a stop for Mississippi State. Bulldog basketball.
We might as well just call this a 3-point shooting contest at this point in the second. Flau'jae with her 3rd 3 of the afternoon. And then Anaya Russell answering, just as that little jab to create some space.
Bulldogs 3 of 6 from beyond the arc in this quarter. LSU 3 of 5 beyond the arc. Oh, good pass by Russell. And she's just emptying the toolkit right now. We've had the too small. We've had the ice in the veins. I've got vision, 2015 vision goggles on.
I wish people could see you doing that over here.
Well, I'm into it. Gilbert, no. Morrow, yes. No hurry here for Mississippi State. About 5 seconds or so between shot clock and game clock. Williams is ready for the challenge. He knows Russell wants to take it.
And Kim Mulkey screaming to her team, we have a foul to give.
Russell launches for three. No. Rebound, Prater. No. Montague. What a half for Quinera Montague. Final chance here. Gilbert doesn't get it off in time. And that is it for the first half. Mississippi State outscored LSU 23-17 in that quarter. We've got a game here in Baton Rouge, and we've got a show at halftime, Peter.
Thank you, Eric.
Just about ready for the start of the second half. Some of the key numbers. Williams went for 16. Johnson with 11. Russell off the bench with 10. Bench points 23-2 in favor of Mississippi State. Your Kayla Jordan, who went for 40 against Mizzou, scoreless in the first half. Picked up a couple of fouls. And Mississippi State will mix up their lineup to start this third quarter. And LSU gets to the basket. And the foul. Johnson a chance for a three-point play. No, it's Morrow who's helped up off the deck. Good start for LSU.
I love this play call from the bench, and it is just read what the defense is doing. It catches Prater having to pay attention to Williams. Beautiful pocket pass by Williams tomorrow on the roll.
How about Sam Purcell going with pretty much the core that got them back into this game after outscoring LSU 23-17 in the second quarter.
I love the move by the head coach. You've got to reward the players who are showing up and who are playing well. Prater played her butt off in that first half. Even when things weren't going well, tried to steady this team. McFall's been able to get downhill, and Russell's been really good from deep.
Morrow with the rebound. You saw those last 5 minutes of the quarter. So good. Montague was 4 for 4 from the field. 8 points in the first half. Mississippi State trying to get organized on defense. Here's Dave Wilson. Johnson knocked away. Montague got a hand on it. Scramble for the basketball. Last touched by LSU, and it's Mississippi State ball.
Montague started slow in this game, but she is making her presence felt on both ends of the floor. We've seen it defensively by disrupting some passes, some shots, and then she's finished at the rim for Mississippi State as well.
Montague played 9 minutes in the first half, starting the second half on the season, averaging 12 minutes a game, and played, as we mentioned before, just 1 minute against Mizzou last time out. So Jordan on the bench to start the second half. And here's McFall.
And here's the other thing. When Jordan's starting on the bench, just gives Sam Purcell a little extra time because of her foul trouble, as well as Debrecia Poe.
Williams controls the rebound, and that's going to be a palming violation as Williams was slowed down trying to get out of Mississippi State swarming defense.
Well, LSU just getting out, trying to run in transition, and it was Montague who forced that turnover by just trying to get in there and disrupt the dribble.
Prater. Entry to Montague. On the turnaround for 2 more. Her SEC best this season. She went for 13 in the conference opening night loss to Kentucky. She's got 10 here today against LSU.
Kayla Williams trying to post up Russell down low.
Morrow threw it up with her offhand, off her off foot, and she was fouled.
Where, guys, we always see in the second half, play call from the bench, because right in front of Sam Purcell, and it's the toss back that allows Montague to get the step up over Wolfenberger, and then I don't know if she meant to bank it or not, but she got the 2 to go.
The Shields picks up her first personal foul, and here is Morrow. Number 2 on the active list in Division I scoring, 2,600 and quick math, 17 points now for her, and number 1 on the active rebounding list.
Your quick math is impressive, partner.
Well, I was adding just 10. I like my chances on that. Give me some of those odd numbers. So down goes Dave Wilson. Can DeShields do anything with it? Nope, there's Morrow. Good defense by LSU. This is how they looked at the start of the game. Dave Wilson out of the scramble, can't hit the 3. And another rebound for Montague. Shields for Prater. Prater, tough shot.
No look.
I was going to say, Montague's looking a little tired right now, and Wolfenbarger ran down the floor and got an easy one. Timeout called by Mississippi State.
And it's transition again for LSU. Cheyenne Day Wilson with a no-look for Wolfenbarger.
That is something, that's my bad. I should ask him, like, is she spoiled the grandkids' rotten grandma? Like the other day, you mentioned it, they were all dressed. They were going to have a practice after that 107-100 win over Oklahoma. She walked down the court, she goes, get your street clothes on, we're having ice cream. So she does that with her team. What does she do with her grandkids?
Oh, she's definitely the spoiled grandmother type. There was a shot of her basically throwing a kid on the bed, and they're just playing.
Ocott inside into the game, 4-2. So Sam Purcell, probably a couple reasons why he took that timeout. One, it was a 7-2 start for LSU. Why else would he take that timeout here?
I think to get fresh bodies on the floor and stop the momentum of LSU. Here's an overload play for Morrow.
Morrow on the inside, tries to find Wolfenbarger. Ocott, some of that fresh legs on the floor, gets caught for the foul.
And Eric, the other reason Sam Purcell called that timeout was to get a set play. Here you'll see a double back screen to get Ocott open on the block, and the power forward just takes it up strong.
So Wolfenbarger to the free throw line. But before the first free throw, Nia Russell, who's leading the team in scoring, along with Montague with 10 points. So far, Jacayla Jordan, and you touched on it, Christy. You come back home to Louisiana, and there's pressure. You want to do so well, but 0 for 6 from the field in the first half. She has not scored here today, averaging 17 points a game. She's 21 points a game in SEC play, which is third in the conference.
Which is impressive because she's the top of everyone's scout sheet. She is such a dynamic player. And it's just unfortunate she's had this slow start. I do expect her to try to get going.
Well, there's a change here. So Flaugier is defending Russell right now, and it's Williams on Jordan. And here's Flaugier. Steps in, gets the steal, smile on her face to the basket for 2.
Well, I like this move by LSU. Put her on the hot hand, which has been Russell for Mississippi State.
McFall tries to get around Day Wilson. Here's that Russell-Johnson matchup. Ania's not one to back down from a challenge, but the way Flaugier's locked in on defense, better to give it up. And here's Flaugier with the rebound. What will she do with it? She'll wait for Kim Mulkey to call out a play. Day Wilson was fouled on the pass, and I think that was Jordan on the foul.
Well, Eric, sometimes you know that your head coach is probably going to show this in film the next day, and so you want to make sure you got a good smile on your face as you take it up for 2.
Actually, Christy, the foul on Russell, so Russell picks up her second personal. I think the LSU bench was lobbying Joe Vasili for the foul to be called on Jacayla Jordan, but Joe, big smile on his face.
Wolfenbarger had the advantage on McFall in the low block, but Cheyenne Day Wilson couldn't see her.
And it's going to be a turnover on LSU. Day Wilson could not get it in.
So it's a stop, regardless, for Mississippi State. Can they get a score and cut into this deficit?
Jordan guarded once again by Johnson, got free inside, and there's the first points for Jacayla Jordan. Williams to Morrow. Morrow too strong. Ocott got a hand on it. Last touched by Mississippi State. LSU ball.
Well, we knew it was a matter of time before Jacayla Jordan got into the scoring column, and she's just patient there. She gives the little head fake after the hesitation, gets Flaugier up in the air and goes by her.
You'll remember last year, Jacayla was honored on Senior Day last season, but the chance of one more year were ringing around the hump, led by Sam Purcell. for her to come back, and she did. And that's going to be Mississippi State basketball.
So Eric Flage stepped on the line. That's what the call was about. Why it's Mississippi State's ball.
I was looking down at the turnover numbers, 14 each. Kick to the corner. Poe, their best three-point shooter, not this time. And Wolfenbarger pulls down the rebound.
Last couple of trips in the half-court offense, they tried to get the ball in Morrow against Poe.
Well, that will go into the books as off of Ocott, off the backboard, into the hands of Wolfenbarger, into the basket and the foul. We'll let the official score untie it all.
Well, I said in the first half, and it's continuing now in the third. Even the deflections are going LSU's way. Right place, right time for Jersey Wolfenbarger. So will that be an offensive rebound, or will that be an assist for Cheyenne Day Wilson?
I know what Wilson wants.
Regardless, Jersey's getting the 2 points in the N1.
And here's the most important bit of information. That's the third foul on Ja'Kayla Jordan. Wolfenbarger cannot complete the three-point play. He's got 9 points, 3 boards. Here's Poe. Montague back into the game. Turnover again for Mississippi State. That's 15. Johnson, defended by Poe. Feed to Morrow, who tried to get it to Poffenbarger. Morrow, count it, and one.
Sometimes by playing hard, you get all the breaks. Right now, it's going all LSU's way. Morrow couldn't feed it in, but stays with it. Gets the ball, gets the bucket, and the N1. Club that's very aware of foul issues for opponents, because I've seen them celebrate 4 or 5 fouls at times as soon as the defensive player drew that foul.
Morrow out of the media timeout to try to finish off the three-point play. She cannot. Montague's got the rebound. Miracle Shepherd on the floor for LSU. Here's DeShields. DeShields kicks to the corner. Russell open look for 3. Mississippi State was 0 for 4 from outside the arc to start this quarter, but Russell comes up with a much-needed 3.
And that started with Denham DeShields' dribble penetration, forced the start of a rotation, extra pass to Russell for that 3.
Wolfenbarger trying to take Montague off the dribble. 11 points for Jersey. Averaging 5.5 a game. Poe can't leave her open. She is dangerous. 43% from beyond the arc this season, which is good for second in the SEC. Wolfenbarger, the handoff. Williams, tough shot. No, there's Shepherd from the weak side. And she'll get the 2.
Last 2 possessions for Mississippi State. At least 3 different players touched the ball, and they got good looks.
Russell rejected by Johnson, followed by Montague. Defensive rebound for Wolfenbarger.
You've got to catch LSU in rotations. They're just too good one-on-one in this game so far.
Williams throws it long to Johnson, who takes off to the basket for 2. Great find by Williams, went the long way. Here's Jordan, tough spin, no. Wolfenbarger had it knocked away. Jordan fouled by Morrow, who slams it down. I think she's going to get a technical.
credit Jacayla Jordan for not giving up on it. Montague gets away with grabbing Jersey Wolfenbarger. That's part of Kim Mulkey's reaction. And then it's an easy technical foul call because Morrow slams the ball down.
Of course, there were quite a few fireworks here for the Oklahoma game. Kim Mulkey hasn't had that look on her face here until now. Had that look plenty of times.
So Morrow, I'm going to assume Morrow doesn't think she fouled there and slams the ball down. I truly believe Kim Mulkey's reaction is to the no call against Jersey Wolfenbarger with the turnover because Montague had wrapped her up. And so there's two free throws because of the foul when Jordan was taking the shot, and then the two technical fouls.
My question is Simone Augustus and her 3-ring binder safe right now? I mean, if you saw Thursday night, Kim kind of lost her mind a little bit. I think she'd be the first one to, and she didn't realize she was knocking the binder out of the Hall of Famers' hands. And I just love, Simone was just standing there like a statue, which is fitting because she has a statue outside this building.
You could not wait to ask Kim about that yesterday.
Off the window, so this is a good sequence for Mississippi State. They're taking advantage of it. The foul call, the technical call. Got the crowd
swing.
worked up here, yes. The Shields to the basket.
Mississippi State switching up the defense, going to a matchup zone.
Wolfenbarger almost dropped. Morrow, no. Morrow not done. Morrow not done. Morrow tied up. Possession arrow will give it to Mississippi State. There's Simone. Simone's binder. This was on Thursday night. Kim, what happened? Boom! And then Simone. When Simone had the statue set, like, did she have to kind of sit for that, pose for that?
It's Simone Augustus. She doesn't have to do anything. I mean, she might as well be the governor of this state, the mayor of Baton Rouge. That is Simone Augustus, one of the true greats of women's basketball.
Foul on Day Wilson. I got an eye on Nia Russell, too. She's enjoying this crowd kind of turning here a little bit, and she's trying to fuel it a bit.
Well, great athletes just want to play in front of crowds. And you know your applause is when you get them riled up or you shut them up.
Knocked out of bounds by Wolfenbarger. 12 to shoot, 1:43 to go here in the third quarter. LSU has outscored the Bulldogs 20-17. Mississippi State trying to finish on a high note in this quarter like they did in the second quarter. Jordan couldn't get it.
Wolfenbarger made her adjust that shot.
Here's Williams. Williams, no. Ocott the rebound. Russell's got it. You get the feeling she wants to get going in the offense here. She'll roll it down to Ocott, who couldn't get it to drop. Last touched by LSU, Mississippi State ball.
I like that decision by Russell. She was ready to go take it and try to score, and she saw Ocott on the roll. Ocott couldn't finish. My advice to all the players on the floor right now is play the game. Stop looking for foul calls and look to finish.
That's going to be a foul on Flauget. Pass intended for Jacayla Jordan. That's her first. Fourth team foul on LSU. Approaching a minute to go in the quarter.
Double high on-ball screen. They were trying to get Poe off that flare screen for a three.
Russell. Rebound by Johnson.
Mississippi State transitioning back into the matchup.
Day Wilson waits for the Wolfenbarger screen. Williams, Johnson, Morrow. Beautiful ball movement by LSU. DeShields on the spin and one.
Well, Kim Mulkey recognized that it's the matchup zone on the other. Oh, my bad. Denim DeShields make her presence felt. She's been arguing with the officials, wanting a call, and she finally gets it.
So DeShields ready to go to the free throw line. Day Wilson picks up the foul. That's her third. Looks like Jada Richard's going to come into the game for Day Wilson.
Yes, and Sam Purcell gets Poe out, gets Jordan out, just to prevent any kind of foul heading into the fourth.
Free throws hurt Mississippi State in their close game against Missouri last time out. They were 58% from the free throw line. Wolfenberger's got it. Here's Richard. Williams holding for one.
She's asking for an on-ball screen.
Williams. Mississippi State's over the limit. Foul called on McFall, so 2 free throws coming for the best free throw shooter in the SEC.
I was looking over the Mississippi State bench to see if he might get Ja'Kayla Jordan in for these last 7 seconds, do a little offense-defense here, but he's going with what he has on the floor.
Our big day continues next with Kentucky and Oklahoma here on the SEC Network. Already today, South Carolina with a win over Auburn. On the day, Asia Wilson's number 22 was retired, and still to come tonight, Texas A&M and Texas in College Station. Longhorns have won 5 in a row. 3 seconds and 2. That one brings rain, but it doesn't bring a basket. But Ocott beats the buzzer, and that's how the quarter comes to a close.
Well, LSU picks up full, trying to slow Mississippi State down, and they force the tough shot from Medina Ocott on the glass.
53, I think, should be the score. 54, rather. 54.
That was my quick math.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
They've got it. Score you see there is tied into the system here in the arena. Fourth quarter is underway with Richard at the point for LSU.
Morrow has the mismatch down low.
Can they find her? Well, that's one way to find her. Put it up on the glass and she'll get the rebound, but they couldn't get the putback.
If I'm Mississippi State, I want this offense to start with some dribble penetration and share the ball.
Russell to Ocott. Ocott turns around on Wolfenbarger, who stood her ground. Morrow, who can put it on the floor. She's got the push. Gilbert in transition. Makes a three. First points for Kaylin Gilbert. And LSU's on top by 14. McFall found an opening for 2.
I would try to sit on McFall's left hand. She's just too good when she can get downhill with her left. Mississippi State is switching that on-ball screen. That's why Morrow keeps getting the mismatch, but Richard has not figured that out yet.
Throw it up for Morrow to follow up. Couldn't get it the first time. Down she goes. Looking for the foul, didn't get the call. McFall intercepted by Gilbert. Morrow's all alone back the other way, and DeShields has the interception. Ocott turned around just at the last second to get that pass, and here's Prater out of the scramble for 2.
Great find by Medina Ocott.
No one picked up Flau'jae Johnson, and that is a mistake. 10 times out of 10, she knocks down the 3. 18 points on 6 of 10 shooting. So the three-pointer is good by Johnson, and there was contact under the basket. The question is going to be, as the officials start to have a conversation, does the basket count? They're going to go to the monitor here to review. Morrow gave the shove to Prater, so the basket should be good, but they're at the monitor.
Yes, I gave the media. The scoring of the made field goal is under review.
You heard Joe Vasili say, I gave them the media. That's us. We're going to take the break as well as they go to the monitor. 71-58. So Flage's got 18. She's 4 of 5 from beyond the three-point line. LSU as a team shooting 47%. And for the second consecutive game, a team that is not known for the three-point shooting is knocking down threes, Christy.
Well, LSU came in today averaging just under 5 made threes a game. To your point, Eric, counting Thursday night's game, they are now 21 for 44 from 3 in not quite 8 quarters of action.
They knocked down 12 against Oklahoma on Thursday. 9 for 16 today as Mississippi State gets an open look for Russell. Can't get it, but there is DeShields with the rebound and a second chance here. Montague. Tough pass in the corner. Turnover, number 17 for the Bulldogs. Inside of 8 minutes to play in the fourth. LSU has not trailed in this game. Their largest lead was 18 in the second quarter. Flage Johnson will go to the free throw line. The foul on McFall.
You never want to foul a jump shooter.
So McFall picks up her third personal foul. And Flage Johnson going to the free throw line. If she makes this one, it will make it another game where she's gone for 20, which she has. That's 14 times this year, Christy, and 17 times in her last 25 games she's gone for 20 or more. DeShields for 3.
You're saying Flage is consistent.
I mean, there was that great finish last year when she went for 20 or more in the 6 of the last 8 games, including 4 times in the NCAA tournament. Another foul called on Mississippi State.
Well, it is LSU beating Mississippi State off the bounce now. It's just the hesitation by Michaela Williams, just the beautiful no-look. And Eric, you and I both came in today like wondering, would the lack of Samaya Smith come into play? And Wolfenbarger said no need to worry because she has been good on both ends of the floor for the Tigers here this afternoon.
And you think she's been coming on. You mentioned before how it's been more of a low post role for her here at LSU. Samaya Smith is the starter, but Wolfenbarger is someone who needs to provide some minutes because that is the question. What is going to happen in that 5 spot for this LSU team? One of 2 questions, really. The point guard spot has been kind of an open audition in many ways. Dave Wilson has been the one who's been running the show for the most part for LSU, including here today. Second chance here. Three-pointer is good for McFall.
Well, I asked Kim Mulkey about that yesterday, and she said, listen, I've got 3 post players who are giving me the minutes, they're giving me the points and the rebounds that we need. And she said, and again, this is from the former point guard, the Hall of Fame point guard herself. She goes, that's what I just need more. She's looking for that true extension of her because she's having to coach almost every possession right now in the half-court offense with this team. She's just waiting for more consistency from one of the point guards.
Russell steps into a 3. Rebound for Flage Johnson. Has Williams on her right. Flage tried to rip around Russell. Great save, and Wolfenbarger is there but couldn't put it away. Would have been the highlight of the game for LSU, but here is Mississippi State trying to take advantage, and Russell unable to. Dave Wilson has it for Williams, who launches a 3.
And Kim Mulkey was over there asking Cheyenne Day Wilson to slow it up. Again, you got to have a feel as a point guard to know when to push tempo, when to slow it up.
Here's Russell. She's lost the mark from outside. Russell now 3 for 10 beyond the arc, and Williams back the other way for the easy 2.
Sam Purcell may want to get a timeout. His players are gassed.
Williams now has 20. 8th time she's done that this season, 15th time in her career, and a timeout is called by Mississippi State with 5:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. Our Intuit player profile will focus on Jersey Wolfenbarger. What's impressed you tonight?
Well, the fact that her number was called and she has shown up in a big way. She had drove by her defender on the right elbow, on the left elbow. She's been disruptive on the defensive end, using her length. She's used that long first step to beat defenders. I've just been really impressed by Jersey in all facets here this afternoon.
Fouled out in the last game against Oklahoma after 4 points in 16 minutes. Kim Mulkey first had a connection with her while Kim was still at Baylor, recruited her out of Arkansas. Jersey's career, as her jersey gets attention right now, began at Arkansas. Didn't play last season. She and Del Rosario teaming up in the post here today, with Smith serving the 1-game suspension.
Where I said that Sam Purcell might want to call that timeout because his players were fatigued. And I just look, Montague averages 7 minutes a game. She's already at 17 in this game, and she's the one I was really looking at that was laboring up and down the floor. She's played hard.
Played just 1 minute, as we mentioned before, against Mizzou last time out. So LSU comes back on the floor. They'll go small here again. So when LSU goes small, it's something you talked about earlier. What's different about this Tiger team?
I think they're much more difficult to defend because now you've got 4 players who can create off the bounce. Michaela Williams gives versatility. She's got a matchup as that 4 right now. But as we said before, Mississippi State plays with 4 guards, so it's a good matchup for LSU.
Kayla Jordan has 5 points, all here in the second half, 1 of 10 shooting, and once again she is swarmed by the LSU defense. 6 to shoot. Nothing happening right now. DeShields. Johnson comes out defensively, down to 1. Great defense again by LSU. Knocked out of bounds by Mississippi State. Tiger basketball, 5:03 to go in the fourth.
Kim Mulkey applauding her team. She liked the defense that she just saw in the half court.
They've held Mississippi State to 36% shooting today. Mississippi State came in at 48% from the field. Good for 9th in Division I. That defense right from the start. We talked about a little low in the second quarter, certainly, as Mississippi State outscored LSU in that quarter. But for the most part, this has been a plus game defensively for the Tigers. Gilbert will try it. Rebound to Prater. DeShields dribbled into trouble and turned it over. 18 turnovers now for Mississippi State.
And that's just another example of team defense. She got half a step on her defender, but the rotation was there and plenty of time for LSU.
Day Wilson trying to get free. Gets it back to Gilbert.
And so we talked about the point guard play. Kim Mulkey calling the plays, wanting her team to get set up.
Morrow muscles it in for 2. Now, Morrow is now 3 points away from LSU having 3 20-point scores. Jordan on the back cut, knocked away by Johnson. Last touch by LSU. Mississippi State basketball. I think you can hear Kim's voice wherever the ball is on the court. But when you're attacking the basket in front of the LSU bench, she's going to try to pull the strings, the old point guard, a little bit more than she normally would, right?
Oh, she's definitely the puppeteer. And I've seen it countless years from her, and this is what makes her so great. She knows the point guard position's not what she wants yet. And this is a head coach that is building to try to cut down nets in April. So she just keeps teaching, keeps getting them to try to get on the same page with her.
Foul's going to be on Okot, battling Morrow for the rebound. 3rd team foul on Mississippi State. So now you can see, here's Mulkey as the ball comes in the front court. The point guard directing traffic, orchestrating. We just need to give her a conductor's baton.
And, you know, as much as I'm talking about the point guard play or the post play, it has improved. But every coach knows what can beat you, knows what the strength of an opponent is, and so they work to minimize opponent's strengths. They work to exploit your own.
Williams will launch a three. No. Foul is on Poe, her fourth personal foul. She'll stay on the bench. Mississippi State needs her on the floor. They need some three-point shooting here if they're going to make a comeback. Day Wilson with it. Can't get it to drop, and the foul's going to be called on LSU. I think it's on Morrow. It is. That is her fourth personal foul. Did you get your daily dose of Charlie Cream today?
I did.
Yes. What did Charlie have to say?
Well, the SEC is looking good right now with 10 potential seeds. And you see South Carolina, who still, as much as things change, they stay the same. Everyone in the SEC's chasing the Gamecocks. LSU and Texas right now, solid twos. Those two teams will play. Texas has a chance to play South Carolina again. So in no way do I think these seeds are set. And then Ole Miss and Vandy going at it right now.
And you see a team that was 10th of the 10 SEC teams in the tournament field, according to Charlie. Mississippi State's an 8 seed right now. They're net 33 coming into play today. Next game for Mississippi State, they'll host Arkansas Thursday and host Alabama next Sunday. So a chance at home for Mississippi State. They've got quality win against Utah and Oklahoma. Part of those quad one victories.
And lots of opportunities to add to that quad one winning category. And that's the key. I've talked to every head coach that we've covered in the SEC, and I'm like, how different is the SEC this season? Because yes, Oklahoma and Texas has joined, but you've got 2 new systems from Tennessee and Kentucky as well. And they're like, it is a gauntlet. Coaches always say that, but they're like, it's a different wear and tear this season.
Those 2 home games before taking on the much improved Vanderbilt team in Nashville and in Gainesville before back home to take on Texas A&M. More basketball to come after us. It's Kentucky and Oklahoma at the top of the hour. Kentucky 7-1. They've won back-to-back games after that loss to Texas A&M. And Oklahoma looking to bounce back after giving up 107 to LSU here in a wild game at the PMAC on Thursday.
But they put up 100. That's what,
yeah,
you're burying
you
the
can't
lead.
give up 107. No, the lead is they gave up 107. 100's great. You want to build off that?
How many times? I mean, I can't imagine.
How many times you score 100 points and you lose a game?
Exactly, yes. Thinking that, oh, 100, I'm good. No.
Here's Flauget back out to Gilbert. Inside of 2.5 to play here in the fourth.
Here comes the trap.
Morrow to Williams. Day Wilson to Gilbert, who launches. Can't get it. Flauget Johnson flies in, but couldn't hold on to the rebound, and Prater has it for the Bulldogs. Last gasp, perhaps, here for Mississippi State. To Shields to Prater. And Day Wilson is called for the foul, and that will put Mississippi State at the free throw line with 1:57 to go in the fourth.
I expect after these free throws that Mississippi State will extend some full court defense. They've got to pick up the pace of this game, try to force some turnovers and get easy scores.
LSU will go on the road. They'll be at Mizzou on Thursday, then back home for Tennessee next Sunday. That first meeting back on January 9th, LSU squeezed out a victory in Knoxville, 89-87. That one's rattled in by Prater. Been busy here at the PMAC. Wednesday, men's team took on #1 Auburn. Thursday, that wild game between LSU and Oklahoma. Friday, the gymnastics team took on Mizzou. Saturday morning, 8 a.m., the women were out here for practice. Men's game last night, 5 p.m., and the women's game here today. Kudos to the crew here in Baton Rouge getting things all straightened out. Williams on the pull-up. Jordan leans in for two.
That is the easiest shot Michaela Williams has had all day. I'm sorry, Michaela Jordan's had all day.
Well, it starts there, really, as it's knocked out of bounds, and it will stay on this end with LSU. It really looked like that was the game plan, according to Kim Mulkey. Bob Starkey, timeout's going to be called right here with 1:28 to go, because Jordan's coming off that 40-point game. Back home in her home state of Louisiana, you knew she wanted to go off, and I think right from the very start, Flau'jae Johnson made sure that it was going to be a very difficult afternoon for one of the top scorers in the SEC.
And I'll just summarize it. LSU is protecting their home court, as they should. And Eric, I want to go back to the press breaker, because a couple times Mississippi State has tried to press LSU, and Michaela Williams has been a one-woman press breaker herself. I mean, the football team may want to look at her as a quarterback right now, because she is making some bullet passes.
Jordan's 9 points have all come in the second half. Meanwhile, on the other side, Williams with 22, Johnson with 20. Morrow may not get the 20 today when it comes to points, but she may get to 20 in rebounds. She's got 19 rebounds to go along with her 17 points. And with those 19 rebounds, she has jumped from 10th all-time Division I to 7th all-time in Division I in rebounding.
So we started off by talking about the Tiger Trio. And for anyone who understands...
Whoa. We got to be on the same page here. Tiger Trinity.
Trinity, excuse me.
If you want a cut of the T-shirt money, that's sure to be flowing after that.
Well, no, I just want everyone to understand where we were coming from.
I think Morrow just got hit in the mouth, actually. She's well behind the play. Wolfenbarger's got the rebound. Johnson pushes it across half court to Morrow, who'll go to the free throw line. Yeah, I think Anissa got hit in the mouth here. She wears a mouth guard. Yeah, that was a hard hit.
Yeah. I appreciated that she started to come down the floor, and as soon as there was a turnover, her hand was up trying to get that pass in transition. Now can I go back to my Trinity?
Yes.
All right. In French cooking, gumbo, etouffee, everything else, and here in Louisiana, there's 3 ingredients. Cajun cooking. There are 3 ingredients: carrots, onions, and celery, known as the Holy Trinity. Hence, I'm deferring to these 3 ladies and how well they've been playing as the Tiger Trinity. Bell pepper, carrots. No.
That's why.
I'm sorry. Our producer is wrong. My producer is yelling at me.
That's why I pick
carrots,
where we eat.
Exactly.
That's where I pick where we eat on the road. Final minute here. Crowd rising to their feet. Your Tiger Trinity got it done, scoring and rebounding again. I think the defense has got to make LSU happy here. Jordan gets a block. Wolfenbarger can't get the follow. Ocott's got the rebound. And Jordan will jog it across half court. LSU will stretch their home winning streak to 21 games here today. They've gone over the 80-point mark, which is below their season average. But for the moment, they have kept Mississippi State 11 points under their season scoring average. Ten on the shot clock as McFall puts it up. Couldn't get it. Morrow wanted that rebound. Would have given her 20. A chance for one here, and there is 20. 22 points for Williams, 20 points for Johnson, 20 rebounds for Anissa Morrow, and it's a win for LSU, 81-67, the final. So another victory for LSU, 23-1 on the season, 8-1 in the SEC. They win it by a final score of 81-67. For Christy Tomascuddy, our chef extraordinaire, and our entire crew, I'm Eric Freed. So long from Baton Rouge, Peter, all yours.